Hey there. If you love stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our little storytelling family. Let's start the story. The first thing no one noticed was the silence. Not the calm, comforting kind that greets you after a long day, but hollow, unnatural stillness. Thick and watchful, as if the very walls were holding their breath. It was 6:43 p.m. precisely. He remembered the time because he had glanced at the glowing dashboard clock just before pulling into the driveway. His hands remained clenched around the steering wheel, knuckles pale, fingers rigid. The engine continued to hum beneath him as he sat there for nearly 8 minutes, paralyzed by a feeling he couldn't quite name. That hesitation wasn't like him, but lately nothing had been. From where he sat in the car, Noah thought he heard soft, muffled laughter, slipping out through the cracks of the closed windows. It was coming from inside the house, and that struck him as strange. They hadn't planned to have anyone over. He entered through the garage, pausing in the darkness. The television was on, blaring too loudly in the living room. The volume was so high it felt less like entertainment, and more like a deliberate attempt to drown something out. Overhead, footsteps echoed, rapid, purposeful. A door shut upstairs, not slammed, just closed with distinct intention. Then Elise appeared at the top of the stairs, wrapped in a towel and an oversized hoodie he didn't recognize. Her damp hair was twisted up haphazardly. The shorts she wore were ones he hadn't seen in the laundry for months. Her cheeks were flushed, but not with the exertion of a workout. She smiled, casual and completely unbothered, as if everything was exactly as it should be. "Hey, babe," she said lightly, brushing past him without a pause. "You're home early." He wasn't. He was precisely on time. Noah followed her into the kitchen, each step deliberate. She opened the fridge, pulled out a water bottle, and took a long drink. When she finally turned to face him, she looked more amused than anything. "Everything okay?" she asked, as if he was the one acting strangely. He nodded but said nothing, watching her every movement, every blink. He'd learned her tells over the years. The way she bit the inside of her cheek when lying, the way her tone lifted when she was nervous. But tonight, she was too calm. His eyes dropped to her wrist. A faint tan line marked the spot where her fitness tracker used to be. "Where's your tracker?" he asked. She glanced down, hesitated a moment too long. "Oh, I left it at that new gym on 8th. Jen told me about it." Jen had moved to Denver 6 months ago. Noah just nodded. He didn't press. Silence has a way of making liars nervous. It gives them too much room to fall apart. "You're acting weird," Elise said, frowning slightly. "What's going on?" "I saw someone," Noah said, his voice low and steady, "out near the back gate. They looked like they just left." She froze for half a second. Then she laughed, a forced, off-key sound. "You're probably just imagining things. No one's here." But the house smelled like cologne that wasn't his. The upstairs bathroom fan was still humming faintly. Her flushed skin, the unfamiliar clothes, the casual tone, all of it screamed of something carefully concealed but poorly executed. She began scrolling through her phone. "Are you jealous?" she asked, lifting an eyebrow with a smirk. "No," he replied, his voice a cold steel. "I'm just done." That was when the first crack broke across her facade. Not guilt, not fear, just irritation, as if he was ruining her evening. "Don't be dramatic," she muttered, walking into the living room. She wasn't even trying to lie anymore, and that's what stung the most. She didn't care that he knew. She didn't care at all. Noah sat in the kitchen, tracing the grain of the granite countertop with his fingertips. The television kept screaming in the background, some show full of kind laughter and hollow dialogue. Elise curled up on the couch, still smiling faintly as she scrolled, utterly unfazed. Then his phone buzzed, a message from an unknown number. "You deserve to know what's really going on." His breath caught. "Who is this?" he typed back. No reply. That night, he climbed the stairs alone. The bedroom smelled like her usual lavender lotion, but underneath it was something else, something foreign. He opened her gym bag tucked in the corner. Inside, heels, a tube of lipstick he didn't recognize, a phone charger, and a folded hotel receipt. Room 504, West Side Inn. 2 nights ago. 1 king bed. He walked back downstairs and placed a receipt on the coffee table in front of her. She didn't even blink. You went through my stuff, she said flatly. That's your takeaway? It's not what you think, she said with a practiced sigh. You needed space. I didn't want to be alone while you were out of town. That's all. And Travis? Does he need space too? The way her jaw clenched said more than her words ever could. You were reading my messages, she said sharply. He was in the background of your group photo. Noah said, his voice unmoved. The one you cropped for Instagram. Sloppy. Her expression shifted from annoyance to contempt, never touching remorse. You're being pathetic, she snapped, standing up. People grow apart. They cheat while they're doing it. It happens. She stormed off and he let her. That night, sleep never came. At 3:12 a.m., another message appeared. He's not the only one. How many? Noah asked. 3 that I know of. Travis and the guy she only calls on Thursdays. By sunrise, Noah had made up his mind. When Elise came down the next morning, she was all routine and charm. You're up early, she said, sipping coffee as if nothing had happened. He handed her an envelope. Inside were photos, receipts, and a handwritten note from the wife of one of her flings. She skimmed it all without flinching. You can't kick me out, she said flatly. This is my house, too. Our house, Noah replied evenly. And I paid for everything while you entertained Travis, Paul, and your Thursday guy. She rolled her eyes. You're blowing this out of proportion. No, he said. I'm just done lying to myself. She left around 1:45 that afternoon, sunglasses on, an overnight bag slung across her shoulder. She didn't look back, just muttered something about him being dramatic. The days that followed were quiet, but not peaceful. The air felt stale with everything unsaid. Her perfume still clung to the sheets. Her coffee mug still sat in the sink. Her Netflix profile still lingered like a ghost when he turned on the TV. Then he found it, tucked beneath scarves in the dresser. A second phone. The screen was still lit, a text thread open to a contact named C. Can't stop thinking about last time. Thursday's our thing. He's too born to notice anything. Those words flattened the last shred of what he'd been holding on to. The next morning, her sister Lauren called. Is everything okay between you two? You tell me, he said. Lauren was quiet, then sighed. She told me a little about Travis. Said she was just trying to figure herself out. Figure herself out? Noah repeated bitterly. By destroying everything we built? Later that afternoon, Elise returned. Same hoodie, same sunglasses, same defensive energy. We need to talk, she said. He didn't move. I think we should take a break, she said carefully. Maybe therapy. No, you're not trying to fix this, he replied. You're just trying to soften the fall. But you already threw it away. He walked out of the room, and that was it. No grand finale, no final blowout, just a quiet finality. In the days that followed, he started reclaiming his space. He contacted a lawyer, started the process. He found more hidden memory cards buried in her jewelry box, hotel selfies, videos, lingerie he'd never seen, laughter not meant for him. And that, at last, was the end. No shouting, no tears, just the door closing softly behind him as he stepped into a quieter, stronger life alone.